Hello students, today we will discuss the next part of alcohols, phenols and ethers, and in this we will discuss the reactions of phenols. And first of all we will discuss the electrophilic substitution reaction of phenol. Electrophilic substitution reaction of phenol. Right? So in this we will discuss nitration and halogenation of phenols. Nitration, that is addition of nitro group. Nitration means addition of nitro group to benzene. This is nitro group to benzene. So nitration is carried out in the presence of dilute nitric acid and concentrated nitric acid. And when we use dilute nitric acid, then ortho and para products are formed. So here will be OH and here will be NO2. This is ortho product and other is para product. This is orthonitrophenol and this is paranitrophenol. Right? Now, these two products, they have a lot of difference in their boiling point, so they can be easily separated by steam distillation. Now, why there is lot of difference between their boiling points? This is because in orthonitrophenol, there is intramolecular hydrogen bonding, right? There is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. This is intramolecular. Right? And in case of paranitrophenol, there is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. This is nitrophenol, right? And this is another nitrophenol. Show the structure of nitro group, right? And here is OH, right? Now here will be hydrogen bonding between this hydrogen and this oxygen. So this is known as intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Now, due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding, the molecules remain associated, that it together with each other. And in this case, because of intramolecular hydrogen bonding, the molecule stays away from each other. So, in this, the forces of action between the molecules are less, and in this, the forces of action between the molecules are more. And due to this, this has higher boiling point because more heat, more energy is required to break the higher force of attractions, right? And in this, because between these molecules the force of attractions are less, so this requires less heat to break the less forces of attractions between the molecules. So this compound has less boiling point with respect to this compound. So it can be easily separated by distillation, that is steam distillation. Now we will discuss, if we carry out this reaction in the presence of concentrated HNO3, then what will happen? If the same reaction is carried out in the presence of concentrated HNO3, if you use concentrated HNO3, then at the 3 position of phenol, nitro group will come. That is at the first position, then at the third position, and then at the 5th position. This is second. At the second position, at the 4th position, and at the 6th position. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Right? So this is known as 2,4,6 trinitrophenol. 2,4,6 trinitrophenol. And its common name is picric acid. So if we use concentrated HNO3, then trinitro substituted phenol is formed. And if you use dilute nitric acid, then mononitro substituted phenol is formed. Now we can form this product by another method also, right? That first we react it with H2SO4 and then benzene disulfonic acid is formed. That is, this type of product is formed. Here you will get sulfonic acid group, and here you will get sulfonic acid group. So this is phenol 2,4-disulfonic acid, right? And when this is reacted with concentrated HNO3, then we get this type of product. So this is another method by which we can form picric acid, and in this method we get the more amount, that is more yield of this product, right? So next we will discuss the next reaction, right? That is halogenation. Halogenation means addition of halogen. Halogenation. That is addition of halogen, right? So here we will take the example of bromine, that is addition of bromine with phenol. Now when bromine is used in non-polar solvent like CS2 or chloroform, then at one position of benzene, bromine gets attached. That is mono-bromo substituted phenol is formed. And you will get two types of products, that is ortho product and para product. Ortho-bromophenol and para-bromophenol. Right? Now if you use bromine in water, that is in polar solvent, right? Bromine water, that is bromine in water, then we will get tri-bromo substituted phenol. Here will be bromine, here will be bromine, and here will be bromine. That is 2,4,6 tri-bromophenol is formed, and this product is formed in white form, that is this is colorless. You can say colorless, incolorless, incandescent colorless means white. So that is white product is formed, and this reaction is used for the identification of phenol from alcohols. Suppose if in a test, that is in a distinguished test, we have to identify an alcohol from phenol, then we use this type of test, that phenol reacts to form white product, whereas alcohol does not react with bromine. So this is used in distinguished test. So this is the question of distinguished test also. So you should keep it in your mind, right? Now next is, here we are not using any catalyst. Now when we carry out reaction of bromine or any halogen with benzenite rings, then we use a catalyst that can be AlCl3. Here we are using chlorine, then we use AlCl3 or FeCl3, and if we are having bromine here, then we use catalyst FeBr3. But here we are not using any catalyst. This is because phenol, that is in phenol, OH group is highly activating group. It activates the benzene for the further reaction. That's why it is known as highly activating group. So catalyst is not required in these reactions because OH group in phenol is highly activating group. So it polarizes the bromine molecule for reaction, and therefore there is no need of catalyst for polarizing the bromine. Right? Now we will discuss the another reactions of phenol. Other reactions of phenol, if you compare phenol and sodium phenoxide. Sodium phenoxide is more active. than phenol, and this can be used for reaction with weak electrophile. For example, in Kolbe reaction, we use phenol first. It is then reacted with NaOH to form sodium salt of phenol. Right? So remove water from here, right? And then we will get sodium phenoxide here. And then it is reacted with CO2 molecule, CO2. And the second reaction is done with H plus ion. Now CO2 is a weak electrophile. So weak electrophile can react with sodium phenoxide. It cannot directly react with phenol. That's why sodium phenoxide is more active than phenol. So show the reaction, and here will be COOH. Right? This CO2 molecule, this gets attached here, and here is hydrogen atom with carbon atom. Right? So we can show this hydrogen atom. On each carbon atom there is hydrogen atom, and that has not been shown. You can show it, and between this carbon and hydrogen, CO2 comes, and then this becomes COOH. And then this H plus ion in the second step, that in the second step of this reaction, H plus ions are used, and in this H plus ion, then this replaces this sodium ion. So H will come here, right? So we have not shown the other products. We have shown only the main products here. So what is the name of this product? This is known as salicylic acid. Salicylic acid. This is the common name of this product. And if we write IUPAC name, this will be 2-hydroxybenzoic acid, right? And its common name is salicylic acid, and it is very famous, and many times this has been used in question paper of board exam also. You should remember salicylic acid as well. Now next is Dimer-Thymer reaction. Dimer-Thymer reaction. Dimer-Thymer reaction. Right? So use phenol here, and the reaction is carried out with chloroform and NaOH. Now NaOH, first of all, it converts phenol to phenoxide ion, that is sodium phenoxide. Sodium phenoxide is formed, and then this CHCl3 remove one HCl from here, and what is left? CCl2. And then between this carbon and hydrogen, CCl2 comes, and it will be then CHCl2, right? And HCl is removed, and HCl, which is acid, it reacts with base, so it gets neutralized, and CCl2 is formed. CCl2 is an electrophile, so it will attack on the benzene, because benzene is rich in electrons. So electrophile forms, that is CCl2 form, it reacts with benzene. Right? Now this is then reacted with NaOH again, and then this group is converted into aldehyde group. Right? Now you can react it with H plus ion, and then it will replace Na ion, and OH will be here. So this is known as salicyl aldehyde. Salicyl aldehyde. Right? And its name will be, that is IUPAC name will be 1,2,2-hydroxybenzaldehyde. 2-hydroxybenzaldehyde. Now next is reaction of phenol with zinc dust. Reaction of phenol with zinc dust. right? It reacts with zinc dust to form zinc oxide, right? And benzene. So this H gets attached to this carbon, and on every carbon there is H, so we can write it as benzene. Now next is reaction with chromic acid. Reaction with chromic acid. Chromic acid means mixture of sodium dichromate plus H2SO4. Now in place of sodium dichromate we can take potassium dichromate also, right? So what kind of product is formed? Here you write sodium dichromate, Na2Cr2O7, and here H2SO4, and then you will get diketone. Here will be ketone group, here will be another ketone group. This is also known as benzoquinone, right? So this is the diketone because two ketones are there. So this is in general known as diketone, and its name is benzoquinone. Now next we will study some commercially important alcohols. This is the last part of the alcohols and phenols, and after that we will discuss ethers. So some commercially important alcohols and phenols. Right, and in this we will discuss two types of alcohols, that is methanol and alcohol. So methanol, earlier it was prepared by the destructive distillation of wood. Destructive distillation of wood. Destructive distillation means heating the wood at high temperature in the absence of air, and then the volatile product is collected, and that volatile product contains methanol, and that's why it is also known as wood spirit, right? Because it is obtained from, earlier it was obtained from wood. Nowadays it is obtained by the reaction of CO with H2. That is prepared from water gas. This is also known as water gas, and it is reacted. That is both is reacted at high temperature and high pressure in the presence of catalyst zinc oxide and chromium trioxide. That is dichromium trioxide, and there will be high temperature and high pressure. So this will give you methanol. Now methanol, it is poisonous. It is highly poisonous. It can cause blindness, and if it is taken in large amount, it can cause death also. And it is used as a solvent in various reactions, and it is used as a solvent in paints, varnishes, etc. Now next we will discuss ethanol. Ethanol, it is obtained by fermentation process. That is fermentation of sugar, grapes, cane sugar, and other products like rice. So we will discuss it now. That sugar contains C12H22O11 molecules. This is the formula of cane sugar. It is now reacted with an enzyme, that is invertase enzyme plus water, that will convert into glucose and fructose. This is glucose and this is fructose. Both have the same formula, glucose and fructose. This glucose and fructose, then they are reacted with another enzyme, gymase. Gymase, which is obtained from yeast in the absence of air. That is now fermentation starts. Here we are talking about the fermentation, right? So this will give you alcohol and CO2 gas is produced, right? Now, when the concentration of alcohols which is above 40%, then the function of gymase stops, right? And this yeast, if you take the example of grapes, the grape skin yeast are present, and when the grapes are crushed, then the sugar of grapes and yeast, they come in contact with each other, and yeast contains gymase enzyme, and then fermentation starts and alcohol is formed, right? And if there is air, then this alcohol form, it get oxidized because air is there, so it will cause oxidation reaction, and then alcohol gets oxidized to form carboxylic acid, that is acetic acid, which will then destroy the taste of the wine or alcohol, right? Now alcohol, sometimes alcohol is converted to denatured form, that is that form which is not suitable for drinking purposes. So what is denatured alcohol? The alcohol mixed with copper sulfate, that is some amount of copper sulfate, and pyridine is known as denatured alcohol. Now copper sulfate provides color to the alcohol so that it can be easily analyzed that it is a denatured alcohol, and pyridine, it provides foul smell to the alcohol, and both these are also dangerous. Copper sulfate is poisonous, so the alcohol becomes unfit for drinking and it should not be drank because it can cause then death. So it should be avoided that we should not drink denatured alcohol. So this is about some commercially important alcohols and phenols. So only alcohols is there in your syllabus, phenols are not there in your syllabus. So we will discuss only this methanol and alcohols, that is ethanol. And next topic which is left is ethers, that will be discussed in the next video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.